What up, my friends? How you doing? It is Monday evening, so it is time for some chill stream action. All right, I'm gonna grab the live stream link first, share that in the Discord because you have to follow the proper procedures. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. There we go. That's good. And the chat is working properly. The live stream's functioning. Everything's good. All right. What up, Millmaster, Ang, Shelton, Baba, Error. Who else is in here? JH, Juglum, Teferi, Everyday, Zircon, Larry, Dominic, Sum, Lewis, Jess, Mike. What's going on? What is going on, my friends? How has life been treating you? Good. Good. JH, you did absolutely fuck all this weekend, and it was everything you dreamed it could be. Well, that is an interesting subject in and of itself. What is the right amount of stuff to do, right? Being able to lay around and do nothing obviously feels pretty good. You get to chill and not have to worry about things. Nothing wrong with that. But like, how much of it as an animal? How much free time are you supposed to have versus time spent trying to actually survive, right? And at what level does having too much free time just become boring? Like, all work and no play? It's like that quote from Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, where it's all work and no play makes Hunter a dull boy. All play and no work makes Hunter equally depressed. So it's genuinely interesting to think about it because we're not like any other animal on the planet, right? Millmaster, a couple days of rain, we had the same kind of thing going on, brother. Every day you just watched Fountain of Youth. Oh, is that any good? Dominic Super Chat says if you all donate $500 combined tonight, that Hatcher will put Cloud's Buster's sword in his mouth. It truly was a Final Fantasy. Mike, you had 3 nieces graduating from high school this weekend. All right, well, that is definitely a fair bit going on, right? Moving on to the part of life where you realize that a lot of stuff in high school didn't actually matter as you enter into the real world. And a lot of the priorities you have end up shifting, but, not instantly. Over time. You still got to make a lot of dumb mistakes for being young, right? Right? Ball Falcon says, don't see a goal for that, Dominic. I make that a stream goal. Then people expect me to eat the card. Yeah, Carly, with the same quote. Same quote. What up, Sheba? How you doing? Yeah, Magoro, what's going on? Ugh. Carly put on some not very good chick flick rom-com movie. What the hell's it called? The Other Woman or something like that, about a dude who's cheating on his wife, but like the character you start with is the chick that he's cheating on his wife with, but she doesn't know he's got a wife, and then she finds out, oh no, but then they become friends. The wife and the cheating lady who didn't know she was cheating, they become friends. They become friends. And then No, it turns out that they're both being cheated on because there's another third lady who's hotter than both of them. Oh no. And so this naughty man must get his comeuppance for having like three different women. You know, I mean, I've had multiple women kind of juggling them at the same time, figuring out who I wanted to be with, but I was just open with them and told them because, like, the idea of trying to hide this and the amount of time and energy it would take is staggering. It's staggering. Jess, you're going to quit all your vices? Well, good luck, man. You might find it easier to quit vices in stages, or you might find it easier to quit a bunch at once if they're kind of coupled together. You know what I mean? Like, if you like jabbing yourself in the arm with a fork while smoking meth, then maybe you stop both at the same time. So one doesn't make you think of the other. You don't keep jabbing yourself with the fork, right? A Millmaster Sewer Chat says, his own bus restored? You mean he made it? Yep. Died with his balls rested on his chin. What? Her fucking body, the fucking body fell out. Clerks, the original Clerks has some really memorable stuff in it. And Dominic has been erased from the board and our hearts. Clerks does have some really memorable quotes. But yeah, the movie that Carly put on was just okay. It was just okay. Juglum, that's mean. You're being mean now. You're being mean. Dominic, that hurt your feelings? Well, at least something good has come of the evening, you know? It's not a complete waste. What up, Huckleberry? Ness, all romantic movies are about cheating. I guess a lot of them are, aren't they? But I wouldn't say all of them. But yeah, women like that kind of stuff. Women like that kind of drama. And also, for some reason, murder documentaries and stuff about murderers. The ladies love it. And I do not understand why. Larry, nothing good ever happens to cheaters. Well, I mean, some good things happen to them. That's part of what cheating is. They got to do, usually, at least they got to do something good at least once, right? The trade-off is generally not worth it, but they're not getting nothing. Mike, that's right. Dominic got a free insult. He is lucky. He's lucky. JH, what? I ain't watching anything called that. All right? The Sexy Strangler just sounds like you made up your own name for a movie. I made it myself. It's on Netflix-ish. You've just got your own website called Netflix-ish. Tragic. Shameful. Shameful, honestly. Yeah, most romantic comedy movies, they're not for me. They're not for me. They just end up being very boring. Most of them are for ladies, right? It's for the ladies. Thankfully, Carly doesn't really watch much of that crap because I'm definitely not into it. Thompson, what's up, buddy? How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're starting off a new week. We're starting it off right and left, depending on your handedness, all right? This is an ambidextrous stream and an amphibious stream, too. Go ahead, take the stream with you into your bathtub and find out. Oh, man. Belmas, you got me thinking about Clerks. Got me thinking about when I saw it for the first time a million years ago. A million years ago. Crazy Rich Asians is the only rom-com you can handle. Is that, I mean, it's not a TV show, so that makes it a sitcom, right? Rom-coms are movies. Dominic waiting for the insanity of the Final Fantasy pre-releases. Should be a lot of people. The interest level is high. Okay, so Crazy Rich Asians is a movie. Okay. I thought it was a show. I've never seen, obviously, either the movie or the show. So yeah, the Final Fantasy pre-releases, I expect. I mean, I have no idea exactly how many people will show up. I don't know how many new people get brought in versus how many people get turned away because of the cost. Not as many people were coming out for the Modern Horizons 3 stuff because of the cost. So will that be offset by people who are maybe new and are just deciding to get in because of Final Fantasy, or lapsed players who are deciding to come back? I don't know. So I'm curious to see. I mean, it's not long until it happens, right? It's like what, 10 days from now or something like that? Millmaster, like a turntable, big boy. Crawfish, you were never a sitcom person. I like very few of them. Shows with laugh tracks especially tend to be awful. There were a few sitcoms that got me, that I enjoyed, like Frasier. I found Frasier to be quite enjoyable. It's not a sitcom, but me and Carly have just started to watch The X-Files. We watched the first couple episodes last night, so we're delving in to that. It's an interesting experience to go back and watch shows that you've only seen piecemeal here and there, right? Where it used to come on the cable television, and I've seen some episodes, but there's a whole through line running through it, like bigger story devices and stuff that you're only maybe vaguely aware of unless you watched it all the time and didn't miss episodes. And there was no way really to easily go back and see anything that you had missed back in the TV days, right? So I saw a scatter shot of them, and I've seen the movie as well. Huckleberry Idle Hands is a romantic comedy. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. I don't think that remake of The Evil Dead counts. Dominic, Modern Horizons 3 was over $100 more per box than Final Fantasy. Alright, well that's good. What up? Hello! It's been a while. How you doing? Just wanted to drop in and say hello and tell me to keep it up. Well, thanks, buddy. Thumbs up to you. Millmaster, don't forget to watch the movie between season 5 and 6. Is that when it happens? That's what me and Carly were talking about. We were talking. I told her there was a movie, and she made a face because she wasn't expecting for there to be a movie. And then she asked when it fell in the series, and I said I literally had no clue. So the movie's after season 5, but before season 6. We still got a ways to go. But yeah, it's definitely cool being able to watch a show from the beginning in sequence versus just having seen random chunks of it. Yamaguro, X-Files was mostly filmed around Vancouver. Nice, yeah, there's a surprising amount of stuff. That's actually filmed in Canada. A lot of American productions are filmed here. Millmaster, you saw it in the theater? I saw it in the theater too. The only thing I can remember about it is I remember like there's a part of the movie where they're in some really snow-filled, cold, vast, desolate area, and there's like a crevasse or a chasm that opens up, or a big wall of snow that falls or something. And that's it. That's literally all I remember about that movie. Every day, back in the day, sometimes you'd catch a show starting in the later seasons. Yeah, a lot of the time. A lot of the shows they came up with just kind of flopped right away, right? So you'd sometimes check out new shows, but you wouldn't even know about something. And then one day you'd just stumble on an episode and be like, What's this? What's this? So I couldn't tell you how many X-Files episodes I've seen, but I'm guessing it's like maybe 15 or 20 overall. I don't think I sat down and watched most of them, but the X-Files music is very just ever present, you know? I remember hearing that music all the time when the show started, but never really watching it. Cheese, there couldn't be an X-Files show now. It'd have to be far too wild just to get people's attention. You might be right about that, actually. Yeah, they might have to go super insane with it. Carly liked X-Files more than she thought because she was just kind of like, X-Files, yeah, you know, I watched 2 episodes. I'm kind of okay with it. And I'm like, ass, and not that great, didn't do anything for you, eh? And then she's like, actually, a lot of stuff happened. And she started rattling off all these things. And I was like, okay, so you do like it. She's like, yeah, I guess I do like it more than I thought. Master, a lot of those shows were filmed in Canada for CanCon. They still required like 70%. I don't know what the percentages were, but that's true. They did have a lot of rules about Canadian content. Heavy Metal, what's up, buddy? You went to Commander Night and an LGS. Nice. Bob Falcon used to wait for most shows to last a couple seasons before you'd start to watch them, and then you'd catch up then. Well, that must have been later on down the road when you could buy like DVD collections of the shows and stuff, I guess. Because if a show, like the way it was on TV for a while there, it was just catch what you can when you can, and that's it. You couldn't watch them online, you know? Joglin, David Duchovny was actually in, momentarily, he had a cameo in the movie that we watched today. But yeah, Bo, I'm with you. Like, nowadays, I like to watch entire seasons of shows rather than check out one episode and have to wait a week. Although I've been loosening up a bit on that. There's some animes that are ongoing right now in their first season, and I've started watching them even though they're not done. But I don't know. I like a show to have 4 or 5, maybe 6 episodes at least. You know, bare minimum. Bo Falcon reruns. Yeah, they'd have reruns, but like it wasn't like they just started the sequence again, and it was kind of scattershot. It felt like you couldn't rely on reruns to get it all. You know, Zircon DVRs were revolutionary as long as you set it to record. Yeah, I mean, being able to record things made a huge difference, right? A big difference. But you still also had to have like access to the original episodes when they were happening before TiVo and all that stuff came along. Heavy Metal, you busted out the blue and green Modern Horizons 3 precon. Nice. Nice. DB, what's up, brother? Every day we're spoiled for choice for all media. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. All the music, all the shows, all the movies just there for whenever you want them. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And I do enjoy watching older things now. And it just really helps to, underline the differences in technology from then till now. And seeing like, okay, the world was so much different before, where you literally didn't have emails, you didn't have the computer to look stuff up on, none of it. Well, if I can use the TV guide and got your parents to record them with VHS, so you get all the episodes. Okay, fair enough. I could see that working. I could see you being diligent and getting all the episodes that way. Zircon, yeah, man. When you could literally just be like, okay, get every episode of this show that shows up. That's a game changer. Mama, your dad was good at recording like 8 hours of VHS every night. I think my dad might have done the same. I remember my dad making tons of VHS like copies of movies and stuff, recording like off of movie channels that just played movies. He would pop a VHS in and just record like whatever 3 movies. So he always had stacks of VHSs with all kinds of random movies. And then it moved into DVDs. And he just had like big spindles of all these burned DVD movies. And I definitely saw some movies I would never see otherwise from those. And that felt amazing. I remember how amazing a spindle of movies felt, where it was like, whoa, check it out, bro. There's like 100 DVDs on here. And there's like 3 movies per DVD or whatever. There's 300 movies on here. And now it's just the internet. Here's every movie. It's like Whitney Houston. I'm every movie. It's all in me. Zircon, your dad did the same, eh? Heavy metal, exactly. That's what's going on for me. I didn't get to see any of these series from like the first episode. I barely ever remember checking out a brand new show from the first episode. So now when I go back and watch a show that is from earlier times, it's awesome to just know I can watch this sequentially at my convenience, binge watch, whatever I want to do. Air, your mom and yourself recorded movies off of movie channels quite often. It works. It worked quite well. Obviously, unnecessary now, right? Teferi, insert tape 2 for Titanic. Was it on 2 VHSs? I saw Titanic in the theater multiple times, actually. I think. Definitely at least once. Back in night, my dad literally did that. He recorded Jeopardy the night before and then played that tape the next night for my mom. Like he just played, so it just seemed like a normal night of television. And then he had got like all the answers for Jeopardy and she was so impressed. Master, your parents watched Murder, She Wrote, so they always recorded MacGyver. Then before you wait, an A-Team as well. All right, man. Having air conditioning, television, VCRs, all that changed how people operated, right? VCRs especially, just being able to record stuff and not having to be able to be, like not needing to be there to see it live so you can watch it later was a big deal. Baba, I never saw the original Lilo and Stitch. So, I guess my advice to you is grow up. Grow up. I've met you. You're an adult man. You're an adult man. They're changing some fucking Disney kids movie so that it doesn't have some of the scenes that you know. Cry about it. The fuck is that? Lilo and Stitch. They take out all the parts that make me feel. You don't deserve to feel. Just seems like a dumb move, though, if you think about it. If there's a bunch of moments in a movie that evoke genuine emotional reaction, right, and people remember, why would you want to remove that from your movie? You know? What up, Adam? What up, lasagna? You are crying about it. Well, I mean, can you really be surprised? Don't all the remakes now suck? Don't all the remakes, all the follow-ups nowadays just the best you can hope for is they're just okay, right? Juggling, you always worked nights and never really watched sitcom TV, and you hate drama, so TV was never that important to you. Fair enough. Fair enough. There was a bunch of TV shows that I liked. I remember having the TV on late at night back when they didn't think they should run any programming from like 2 in the morning onwards. And there would just be, it's like, what? That's what we're going to run for like the next 8 hours. Or they'd have those late night infomercials where they were just selling terrible products, but you're just staring at it for like an hour and it's late and your brain's cooked. You're like, maybe I do need that. Maybe I do need a Japanese mushroom washer. I'm like, what? Think about the amount of time you could save scrubbing your mushrooms, bro. You know? I remember late night Star Trek The Next Generation and the Gary Shandling show. Heavy metal TV was very boring. Late at night. Before the hour of like before the era of the 24/7 world, which is what it is now, right? 24-hour news channels, 24-hour everything, access to anything on demand on the internet, the ability to reach anybody anywhere. It's pretty amazing, all of it, honestly. Pretty amazing. Juggle all the Scooby Doo that you can handle, bro. All the Scooby Doo that you can do. Lasagna, I mean, that's what you do with vodka. That's what I do with vodka. I definitely mix it with something. Why drink that shit straight? Mix it into orange juice or something. All the lady drinks. All the fucking lady drinks taste the best anyways. And here I am with no lady drinks and a bunch of water. Boring old water, man. What's even the point? Oh well. I got too used to drinking too much of the root beer. That's the problem. That's the problem. Having a big root beer and a popcorn when you go to the movies or having a movie night, that's okay. But casually drinking that shit throughout the day, nope. Nope. So now, just like that Linkin Park song, I'm breaking the habit. But the habit was just drinking root beer, which it's not that glamorous. It's not that rock and roll. Juggling blueberry vodka and lemonade is awesome. I've never had blueberry. I've never had blueberry. Milman says vodka shouldn't have a taste unless it's flavored. Did you buy parking lot vodka again? It tastes like burning. It tastes like fire. Heavy metal, don't miss alcohol? Me neither, bro. I haven't had any booze in, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. And even when I did, I only had like a drink or two, maybe three. Because I never really enjoyed being drunk, man. I did that stuff when I was a teenager. I got hammered when I was a teenager, but ultimately, booze doesn't do it for me, man. Which sucked for me at the Shattering event where it was open bar, unlimited booze for everybody who was there. Have as much booze as you want. Booze it up. Booze it up, booze bags! So yeah. I mean, I like open bars because you can get free juice or water. But booze, not for me. Bobby, you want people to drink your tears? So what are they going to do? Suck them out of your beard? Jug them used to get smashed 6 days a week. Now maybe a drink or two a year. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get older, it becomes less enjoyable or whatever. There's lots of reasons people change up what they're doing. For me, it was never that enjoyable. Lasagna, you haven't been to a casino for 8 years because you have problems? Oh, man. You got to go and gamble them kids away. Gamble the car and the house, the kids, all of it. Let it all ride, and it's gone. Baba, you took full advantage of that bar. You sure did. You sure did. A lot of people did. A lot of people were having a good time. Same thing that happened at the YouTube parties. The YouTube parties would have like open bars, or sometimes they'd have like, here you go. You got a limit of 3 drinks at the bar, and then like that's it or whatever. Sometimes they had it limited, sometimes it was unlimited, depending on the kind of YouTube party it was. Some of them were like cocktail parties with unlimited drinks, but I never drank, so they were useless to me. The only time drink tickets were ever useful to me was when I was at a picnic once and I was able to trade my drink tickets for somebody else's ticket for a steak. So I was able to have 2 steaks. 2 New York strip steaks. And then they called over the intercom saying, everybody's gotten all their food and used all their tickets, so anybody who wants more food, come back up. And I was like, am I literally going to eat 3 steaks in like basically one sitting? Is that what I'm about to do? And the answer is yes. I don't normally do that, but every once in a while the stars align and I overindulge myself on the meats. The 3 steak barbecue on the island, the 19 strips of bacon on my way back from the shattering. What up, Dante? Lasagna, no self-control. Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? Recognizing you don't have control in certain situations and keeping yourself out of those situations is showing control, right? It can be hard to resist temptation. Temptation is a sweet little hooker who can be hard to resist, you know? That's how it goes sometimes. I'm saying that as I'm thinking about the fact that tomorrow's a good day to get a pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut. That sweet little succubus. The pizza, she calls to me. Weird. Sometimes you just remember you got to put something on your phone. It's like, okay, let's do it right now because I will forget. Just walking from one room to another and I forget what it was I was doing. Have I ever had 17-day dry aged steak? No. No, I haven't. I've never had that. Lasagna in Canada. They do a deal on a different pizza every day of the week. And Tuesday is pepperoni pizza deal day. So, makes me want to go and get some greasy pizza and just rub it all over me, man. Get real greasy. Let's get greasy. They're delicious. And you know what? I've been doing good modifying my eating habits. I basically with stopping the root beer. I've modified what I'm eating in a day, and I am happy to say that I am progressing my weight in a downwards direction while still getting to enjoy plenty of stuff, because before I was being pretty indulgent. Dante, your life got better when you realized how to cook a steak at home. Honestly, home cooked meals are amazing. They're amazing. If I could make Pizza Hut pan pizza at home, I would. But I'm not fucking zircon with my pinky in the air, running around with my pizza oven and everything else, bro. So, lasagna, yep. You get. I don't know what's going down in America. It's Canadian, son. Volkswagen, you have the opposite problem. People have to try over and over again to get you to try something. Took you about a year of working at your LGS to start playing Magic. You're like, one day, at some point, maybe, maybe. Zircon, you are lost. Yeah, well, shut up. Maybe I lash out at you out of pure anger and jealousy. Maybe that's the deal. Cause yeah, no, I can't make a pizza as good as Pizza Hut pizza at home. There's a lot of things Carly makes really well, really well. She's a great cook, and I love a lot of her food. But no homemade pizza by me or her or whatever is as good as that greasy, out of the cast iron pan, fresh Pizza Hut pizza, bro. They're one of the few fast food restaurants that I've gone to over the years that haven't fallen the fuck off. Habanero, I made you hungry for pan crust pizza? Tuesday is pan crust pizza day, buddy. Dante, making pizza from dough is a lot of work. It's true. It's true. I used to work at a pizza place making the pizzas. Zircon, if you weren't on the other side of the continent, you'd make me some. Well, maybe if they develop teleportation technology, we'll figure that out. Lasagna, greasy pizza doesn't need sauce. Yeah, you don't need anything to dip the crust in. The crust is good. The crust is good. Juggling, no sauce and it's not pizza. Oh, I thought he was talking about dipping sauce. Obviously, with the you gotta have tomato sauce on your pizza, man. Cheese, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, and pizza sauce. What up, Seagull? You're prepping food right now. Well, ain't that the way of the universe, right? We're on the same wavelength. We're on the food wavelength, talking about that greasy Pizza Hut pizza, son. I just need one more point for a free pizza. I'm pretty sure. I gotta double check. But I'm pretty sure that I only need one more slice indicator point for a free pizza. I do like the fact that the deals count towards the buy 5 pizzas get one free. I do have 4 slice points. I've got 4 slice points. So you can use, if you have 5 points, you can use it to get a free medium 2-topping pizza. 3 points, you can choose 5 pieces boneless bites, or regular breadstick, or cheesy pull-aparts, or regular crispy golden waffle fries. Everyone's doing waffle fries now. Like everybody. It's so weird. And for 2 points, you can choose from a dip or a pop. I mean, 5 points get you a whole pizza. And you're going to spend 2 points to get a dip? Right? 3 points for breadsticks. Breadsticks suck. If you want some boneless bites, which are basically chicken nuggets, maybe that's all right. I don't know, fries. I just feel like the pizza's the best deal. You know? I feel like the pizza is the best deal. Lasagna, what? How many points do you need to get a pizza? Dante, you eat high fructose corn syrup by the spoonful? Well, I drink it. I drink that, buddy. Too much. Too much of that in the Barks root beer, man. The sweet siren's call of the Barks root beer. Yeah, man, it's pretty sweet when they actually have a reward program that is worthwhile for you, where it's just something you're going to buy anyways. And so, come on now, what's going on? There we go. And so you're not losing anything, by using it. You don't have to spend extra money or deal with any. What is this here? All right. Siegel, am I going to a pre-release for Final Fantasy? Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan, buddy. The plan is to do some pre-releasing. It should be good. Her pre-release is one of my favorite Magic experiences. Everybody's excited about the new cards. You got roughly even footing. They happen so crazy fast now. Lasagna, 300 points for any large pizza. 300 points. So how do you get the points? Is it a point per dollar spent or something? Heavy Metal, remember the time Homer justifies every bad thing he did in his marriage because Marge had a gambling problem? Yeah, he's like, oh, gambler. I remember that. I remember that. Heavy Metal, you're making me want to play blackjack, big boy. Lasagna, $1 equals 2 points. Inflation is crazy. So you have to spend $50 for a medium two-topping pizza? Is what you're saying? You spend 200 points. We spend 5 points. Of course, there's no option for a large pizza. But is a large 50% bigger than a medium? So yeah, if it's wait, if $1 gets you 2 points, then to get 200 points you have to spend $100. So you got to spend $100 to get a medium two-topping pizza. But you can get the slices. You can get one of the slice points for spending on any pizza that's $11 or more. So you can get the 5 points needed to get a pizza by spending like 55 Canadian dollars. Or like $60, I guess, once you put the taxes and everything in. $60. $60 Canadian versus 100 American. So yeah, you do have to spend more to get points. Jess, if you spend 60 at Domino's, they give you a free sub. What's a slice point? It's just what it is, man. It's just called it's a point, but it's in the shape of a slice, bro. It's in the shape of a slice. I don't know. I just know if you get 5 of them, you get a free pizza, and I got free breadsticks for signing up. So it's something I would buy anyways. I wish that I had been buying them on a more regular basis. I didn't even realize they had those deals going on. But one day Carly was out, and she wasn't going to be around for lunch because she was gone for the day doing other stuff. So I was left to my own devices, and I happened to be out and about town, and was right by a Pizza Hut, and just went, I wonder what kind of deals they might have going on. And it just happened to be Tuesday, so they had a deal on the pepperoni pizza, and I said, okay, I will get a pepperoni pizza. And I sat down and ate one there, and it had been so long because, like, for the few years going with the pandemic, could only have it ordered and brought to your place, really, right? So, or you could theoretically walk there and walk it home. Same difference, still kind of delivery. But now they let you go and sit in there and eat. And it's not like before where you sit down and waitresses come and take your order. You order your pizza, And then the rest of the restaurant, they'll just let you go and sit in there and eat it if you want, which is pretty sweet. Siegel, 60 points gets you a free medium 2-topping pizza. Still got to pay delivery fee and tip. Yeah, I go in person. Um, I like to order it on the app, like as I'm walking over to the pizza place, because it's a far walk. So when I get close enough, then I put in the order so that ideally the pizza will be ready in about like 2 minutes after I get there or so. That way I can go in, let them know I'm there, pay at the counter, and then go and use the washroom, wash out my hands so they're fresh and clean, and then the pizza's paid for, so I don't got to touch any of the payment stuff. They just give me my pizza, some paper plates and napkins, and I go and sit down and munch on that, bro. Kevin, you want to build a VV Mutate deck? Go for it. You can do some gross stuff. You can do some gross nonsense. Millmaster, you're getting hungry. I know I'm making myself hungry too. Lasagna delivery is a scam. Carry out is where it's at. Yeah, I mean the nature of delivery has just become untenable to me, where it's all done through like third party app services now, where you pay higher prices. Like they charge you more literally on the app than if you go into the store, and your food is delivered by somebody who does not care at least half the time, right? So they'll just leave the bag open and let your food get cold. Also, you have to tip them in advance. You have to like tip in advance without even seeing what kind of service you got. So you get like there's no job screening for these people. It's just, can you install an app? Great. You have a job now. You're hired. You are hired. You have a job. Good for you. Enjoy. And we'll fire you if and only if you screw up and people complain, and then we'll give them like a $2 credit. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Yeah, Magaro, you care about your deliveries? Well, that's good. Some people do, and some people do not, right? And I just got like too many people who didn't. And the food was cold and overpriced, and it turned me off from the whole experience. I used that kind of stuff when we had that fucking lunatic bust into our home and we had to stay at a friend's place, and it was just like, well, we don't even have our own kitchen to make food in, so I'm just gonna make do. You know what I mean? So ultimately, the experience was terrible. It was terrible overall. Convenient, but really low quality. Juggling delivery is very important. You ran delivery for 2 years. I like places that have dedicated delivery drivers, so you know these people actually work for the company and they care. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's what I want. So there's places that I'll order from still, like the Mandarin, for example. I would order from. I'd like to go to the Mandarin too, but I will order from them. They have their own drivers and their service is good. And I think that's about it. Me and Carly have these like heater bags, the same way that the pizza companies, the pizza delivery men have their pizza bags. We have one of those, and then we have some other like differently shaped ones that are great for transporting food and keeping it surprisingly hot. So when it comes down to it, I just like to have the optimal experience. And the whole delivery thing, it's just, I won't use skip the dishes. I won't use that. If they don't have their own internal delivery service, it's either I'll come to you and get it, or I'll go to you and eat it, but I won't pay inflated prices for the worst version of stuff. Like, I can still remember the last time I used one of those services and how miserable every part of it was. Overpaid, and then the food was atrocious. Siegel, cooking is king. Yeah, having food you've made yourself, home cooked food, is amazing. I treasure the food that Carly makes because it is awesome. And as I've gotten older, I have found that the meals I'm going to eat matter more to me. You know? Yeah, exactly, Juglum. Exactly. Mom and pop places that have their own delivery drivers or whatever. But I was so annoyed when I found out that, oh, look, if I go on the website and look at these prices that I'm ordering, like, I'm literally paying more for every item. Cheese, yes, exactly. Work cooking at home is always better. Lasagna, you miss having someone love you. If it makes you feel any better, nobody ever did love you. You just were living in a lie that you had convinced yourself was true. So you never actually were loved. So you can't miss something you never had. You know, like the Scarlet Witch never had those kids in Doctor Strange 2. That's you and love. So don't feel bad. You've never been loved. So what? You didn't lose nothing. Millmaster says, don't pay people to poison your for your own convenience. Oh, Millmaster, you poisoned your sentence. Siegel, he doesn't mean like straight up they put poison in it like they're trying to assassinate you. He means like fast food garbage that they make where it tastes half decent, but the stuff they're putting into you is just terrible for you. It's just garbage. So poison is being used in a less 100% literal sense, you know? Oh, Juglum says he loves you, Lasagna. Yeah, he only loves you because he never has to be in your presence, bro. He loves you because it's cheap words on a fucking screen, right? Right? So, I mean, Juglum, good job. You probably stopped him from getting the belt and the chair, but we all know it's cheap words. It's cheap internet words. Mailmaster is correct. I experienced it in America. It is worse there. Your guys' food standards are appalling for a first world country. Just appalling. Zircon, you want to compare a length of a 1 inch wide strip? Well, I don't know what you guys are doing, but have fun figuring out your inches. Juggling, your words come from your heart. Your enlarged heart. Lasagna, save it for David Carradine. Carly found a book um, that was written by David Carradine. That's like a health book. How to get healthier and better. The David Carradine way. She's been finding all kinds of books. She's been wandering around to different one of those little book nook, like take a book, leave a book boxes, and she dropped off a whole bunch of random Harlequin novels that she had found elsewhere. And she did that out front of like a church or something like that, and they were all gone the next time she went there. But she did come back with a book written by the same guy who wrote Fight Club, so there is that. I do actually quite enjoy sitting with a physical book and reading. Carly has expressed an interest in doing that more now in the great outdoors, just going out and chilling outside and reading. And I gotta say, it's got a lot of appeal to it. It feels very slow in a quickened paced world, you know? Lasagna, you just Googled David Carradine. No, you didn't get it? You didn't get it? That's why, bro, if you're a famous actor and you've done a bunch of stuff, you don't want to off yourself by accident tugging it, because that will be brought up all the time, you know? Heavy Metal, you opened a collector booster box of Crimson Vow and got hosed. Well, that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Juggle 'em, you dirty hippie, spreading your love around. Kung Fu reruns. Oh, like Kung Fu The Legend Continues or whatever. I never saw that show. I never watched that one. Man, I've made myself fucking hungry with all this pizza talk, bro. And I didn't go last week. I did not have pizza last week. Oh man, I'm so glad about the food I get to eat, just thinking about it. For real. There was a while where I was just eating peanut butter sandwiches, which are fine, but not when you have to eat them. And like one slice of bread folded in half. There you go. Or garbage on the level of like pizza pockets and stuff. And that was like pizza mini bites, that kind of crap. Those are my meals, and they were fine, whatever. I didn't hate them, but looking back on it, it's like, man, now I eat like chicken and ground beef for dinner, and every once in a while there's a deal. Like Carly found a deal on steaks, so we have some steak, which is very nice. It's very nice. What up, Clark? How you doing? You don't even know what you're talking about. Pizza Hut's awesome, Clark. Pizza Hut is awesome, and I absolutely am missing out. Actually, in recent times, Carly has been coming with me too, which makes it even more enjoyable to have some nice company and somebody else to enjoy the pizza with, you know? Larry, your Crimson Vow collector box did not deliver the goods as well. A lot of collector boxes are just you giving wizards a bunch of money. Lasagna, white bread, deli meat, and a cheese slice is your struggle meal? That just sounds awesome. I'll just make myself a sandwich that way, man. Sandwiches for me would be like slice the bread, put some bologna on it, just white bread bologna. You know what I could go for aside from pizza? Pizza Hut would be a nice Italian sandwich. Lasagna, Canadian Pizza Hut or an American Pizza Hut? I've never tried American Pizza Hut, so I can't rein in on that. I can't weigh in on that, but I can make assumptions, and I assume that American Pizza Hut isn't as good. Baba says, most food outside the U.S. is awesome and tastes like food. Hatcher loves him some U.S. Arby's. Hey, fuck you, Baba. Fuck you. I don't need your bullshit. I understand now why your wife wants nothing to do with you. You fucking greasy Mongo. Clark, your wife manages a regional pizza restaurant, so you're spoiled on awesome pizza. Well, to me, Pizza Hut pizza is awesome pizza. So, Zirgon, you made a batch of chili today, and you just put 2.5 liters in the fridge. Nice. Carly makes some big batches of chili that turn out pretty good. Juggle them, Carrie Wurr. Good looking lady. Every day, who butters their bread before making the rest of the sandwich? I never put butter on my bread. I never put butter on my bread for sandwiches. It's unnecessary. Unnecessary. Larry, your mom had to call you because a guy at the community garden made a website about the community garden without a permission. Oh well, I mean that's some drama, I guess. Heavy metal, the USDA restaurant grade meats. I don't know. I don't know. Carly does all the shopping for the meats. She does a good job. Carly is good with the food. She's good with the grocery budget. She's good with all of it. She's good with the whole food management system. Every step of it, which is fantastic. But yeah, sandwich, like some bread, and then the meats for an Italian sandwich. I could go for that as well, but Pizza Hut's calling me, man. The food that makes me think about struggle more, like the stuff that I talked about eating a little bit earlier in the stream, doesn't make me think about struggling. But the food that does make me think about struggling was when I first was living on my own. And I remember I could only afford Chef Boyardee, chicken thighs, and hash browns. And I do not like hash browns. I am tolerant toward Chef Boyardee now. um, yeah, I have curried chicken thighs. Oh, Baba, you're gonna end up getting yourself stabbed by a crazy lady. So have fun with that, bro. Have fun with that. Heavy metal, you gonna do it or not, man? You gonna get that pizza? Stuffed crust for me it's never worth it. The stuffed crust always sucks, you know? Like Pizza Hut's crust is already greasy glory that I just want to jam in my mouth hole. But then they put a different kind of, like, it's not like they put the same kind of cheese on the top of the pizza into the crust. They put some other kind of crust, other kind of cheese in the crust, and it's weird. It's weird. Clark, you got sick of ramen noodles? I never ate ramen noodles. I never ate ramen noodles. Like, my experience with noodles has just been in recent times with the Mr. Noodle cups. But now, after Carly learned how much salt's in those things, we're not getting them as much. Baba, yeah, but you're crazy. The crazy safety is only as good as your screening, you know. Teferi deep dish pepperoni. That's it. That's it. It's string cheese and crust. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, Clark, if you lived on something like that, you can totally end up just being like, hey, no, I'm done with it completely. What up, Mega? Sheba Greco's mozzarella stuffed crust with pretzel salt is grade A delicious death. I have yet to have a stuffed crust that was good. I've had stuffed crust that's terrible and stuffed crust that was okay. It just existed and it's not worth it. It's not worth adding in, like, you're going to add in something awesome, it needs to make the thing more awesome. You know what I mean? So if extra cheese makes something awesome, like I will get a pizza with extra cheese on it. Extra mozzarella, please. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. Extra cheesy. Fuck yeah. But the cheese in the crust doesn't add nothing. It doesn't make it better. So you're just eating more food for no gain. I mean, I guess weight gain. And I mean, I can get down with cheese strings. I'm not saying that cheese strings aren't good, but I don't want them in like pizza crust. I would try them breaded and deep fried. Baba, you got some baller jalapeno poppers? Nice. I can't have the super spicy stuff, so those are off limits for me. It's got to be like mozzarella sticks or whatever. Just fresh garlic's 100% better than powder. Agreed. 100. That is 100% true. Fresh garlic destroys the dehydrated or garlic powder stuff. Garlic powder is my insides half the time do not like garlic powder. Cheese, mozzarella on pizza string cheese, mozzarella on the pizza, string cheese in the crust, add a little sugar in the sauce, and you have Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. Can't cook it the same way though. Don't have that pan, you know? KC cheese strings don't seem that filling. Well, it's just meant to be a little snack for kids or whatever, right? It's not. It's just a piece of cheese. How filling is one piece of cheese? Clark got a Memorial Day cookout. Nice. Oh, is it Memorial Day today? Happy Memorial Day, fuckers! String cheese is low moisture mozzarella. Pretty good choice for cheese on top of a New York City pizza. But the thing is string cheese is low quality mozzarella. Zircon. I'm kind of surprised to see you advocating for that. I thought you were a pizza snob, but now I think that everything you've said is a lie. Everything. Everything you've said is suspect. Jess, I'm not a big fan of soy sauce, but I do like gyoza. Casey, eating fresh garlic destroys your breath. Well, that's why you have like gum or brush your teeth or whatever, you know? Zircon, you can get good quality cheese strings. Well, I've only experienced poor quality, all right? I'm not at home making my own pizzas in the pizza ovens with $30 a piece cheese strings. Oh, this fucking cheese was actually raised up by the highest priests of Buddha and then blessed by the Pope. It makes my pizza so good. Baba, you like the little Baby Bell cheese wheels? Those are dangerous. You could eat a whole bag in one night. You fucking, you stoner. You're not fat though, so whatever. You know what I mean? You're thinner than me, buddy. You're thinner than I am. Sircon, it's otherwise hard to find whole fat, low moisture mozzarella unless you have access to a restaurant supply. You gotta be linked in, bro. Millmaster, do we need to get some Italians in to build a real brick oven for me? Yeah. Brick oven, wooden pizza paddle for the best paddling, you know? Take it straight from the oven after taking the pizza out and slap some of them butt cheeks with it. Wabap on the butt cheeks. Wabap on the butt cheeks. Used to be the gyoza always had garlic in them, but not anymore. I only really got gyoza from a few different places. I, for most of my life, have not been that worldly of an eater. I have a particular range of foods that I am comfortable with eating, and everything outside of that, I'm reticent. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. And most of the time, when I try something new, my instincts prove to be right, and it sucked. But every once in a while, I find something that I enjoy and add it into the mix. And I did date a lady who was more worldly than me for a number of years. She had lived in a number of different places and tried a bunch of different stuff. So she introduced me to some different foods. I picked some up here or there. Pope cheese sounds awful. You're a fucking Philistine. You don't know shit. Jess, you still need to learn pizza. You think you can make the dough better by adding things? You probably can. A better dough recipe makes for better pizza, I'm guessing. Heavy Metal Gordon Food Service sells restaurant grade mozzarella. You used to buy it for the store you cooked at, but can you just buy it as a random consumer, though? You know? Juggler, I need a pizza stone. Yes. Yes, I do. Clark, yep, I've had bison, I've had moose, I've had a number of different random animals. Not a big fan of seafood. There's a lot of things that trigger my nope reflex. A no, a no, a no. And then every once in a while, I find something that I'm disappointed I did not have in the rotation, you know? Like onions. I'm definitely down with onions. And low grade banana peppers. And by low grade, I just mean not very hot because I cannot handle very much heat at all. But a little bit is actually quite nice. Jess, you got a pizza stone in your house, but you don't own it? You stole a pizza stone? Boiled crawdads? Yeah, I won't be trying that. Lasagna, why would you want to eat anything that tastes gamey, bro? Why would you want that? I remember you had to tell them you were buying supplies for a business. So you could make one up. You could always make one up if you have a business number at all, right? They're probably just gonna go, what's your business number? Or something like that. So, as long as you have any kind of business number, then you'd be good, I guess. I mean, that's an American company anyways, right? And it's not like I'm going out to buy any of this industrial grade mozzarella or whatever. All right? I'm not fancy boy Zircon making himself a pair of fucking sumo wrestling jockstrap pants out of pure mozzarella when he makes his pizza. He's like, this underwear helps me know when the oven's getting too hot. If my pants start to melt, the pizza's ready. Baba, not drinking soda tonight? No. No, I'm not completely cutting it out of my life, but I'm altering my rules so that I'm only allowed to really have it intermittently here or there. Here or there. You go out to Wendy's and have a fast food meal. Great, cool, have a root beer with it if that's what you want. Or are you going to go to the movies or have like a special movie night? Sure, have some then. But the problem is I got too comfortable drinking too much of it, right? It's too easy. It's way too easy to drink a bunch of that stuff and eat a bunch of junk food and then put on some weight. I grabbed root beer, a bunch of cases of Barks when we were in the States, right? Because couldn't get cans of it here. So I brought back like 6 cases of it, and that had me going on a bender, swilling that stuff. And then that turned into me getting bottles of it and whatever. And sometimes I like genuinely enjoy it, and other times I'm just consuming it. But the amount of calories and sugar that's in there, it needs to be way more deliberate. I used to not always drink it. There's been phases. So now I am drinking boring water instead. Because ultimately I'll end up feeling better. And the intermittent times that I have it will make it more enjoyable. The reality is, and me and Carly were talking about this today, is she picked up a tiny little slushie, right? And the inclination is always to get the biggest size because you want to get the best value for your money. But if you're not going to consume the whole thing, then you're not saving money. You're getting more item for your money. So your item to dollar ratio may change, but you're not saving money. You throw some of that away, you're actually losing money. But if it's more than you need and more than is healthy for you, then getting a smaller one saves you multiple costs. Money and health costs, right? Just my self-control is why you're trying to quit vices with confidence. You already quit smoking so much your asthma's gone. Well, good on you. Good on you for quitting smoking, buddy. Keep it up. Baba, yeah, it's like the amount of sugar that's in it is wild, right? So instead of having a bunch of root beer, today I had a cup of tea and I measured out the amount of sugar that I was putting into it just to keep track. It's like I would just dump a bunch in normally, but in this case I'm using one of those food tracking apps to keep track of my calories. And it turns out that my normal diet will just cause me to lose weight without really having to worry about it. But if I drink a bunch of root beer and I pound a bunch of junk food, then that takes it in the reverse direction. But I can eat a surprising amount of junk food in a day alongside my diet if I wanted to. Like, I could probably eat most of a big bag of chips every day and still be losing weight. So it takes like a bunch of liquid calories to really put the weight on. Casey, I don't trust any diet drinks. They all seem terrible. Clark, most people don't pay attention to how many calories they drink. You lost 50 pounds in 6 months by not drinking soda. I believe it. I believe it. It's like drinking pop is literally the difference between me gaining weight and losing weight. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Literally cut out the barks. And I can still pig out on junk food if I want to. I think the real challenge is going to come for me once I get down to my target weight and I have to start eating more calories again so that I can maintain like an equilibrium. Jug them, yeah, you can get Kool-Aid packets and add your own sugar. That's one way to go. Heavy metal coffee and tea, yep. Millmaster says, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become deeds. Watch your deeds, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Bump, bump, bump. Put that in front of a picture of a fucking samurai, right? As a meme on Facebook. Thoughts by Millmaster. Or somebody else, but I'm just saying them. Lasagna quitters, no quitting, but let me ask you, have you been locked into any sort of matrimonial fucking events that you've quit? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Heavy metal lasagna blew the lid off of your scheming. Well, I mean, I guess you gotta shank them. You gotta shank them. Baba, it's beer for you? Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like I'm not a huge eater mostly. Although getting baked and munching some stuff is pretty sweet. But for most of my life, I haven't really had to deal with weight issues. And I gained this weight from the root beer and stuff. And I wasn't worried. I haven't been worried at any point because I know that as soon as I shift my habits a bit, it automatically reverses course. That's just how it goes. So it's already working. I stopped having root beer and I just started keeping track of how much junk I was eating. So instead of just pouring out a big bowl of chips, I would weigh out a particular amount of grams of chips and punch them in to into the app. And I am getting a bit of self-satisfaction too from seeing the actual, like, okay, I've restrained myself to a particular amount and so I'm staying within my bounds, you know? Like, it's like I had 146 calories left on Saturday, and that was after I ate, like, I had a bit of strawberry smoothie, I had some barbecue potato chips, I had a Mr. Noodle beef cup, I had 2 of the little mini Cadbury chocolate bars, and a Werther caramel as well. I had all that stuff on top of my normal meals, and I was under for the weight loss goals that this app lines out, because it figures out everything for you, makes life way easier. And then that doesn't even count the fact that I'm active every day, pretty much moving around, making sure to get some exercise, so I'm burning extra calories that way too. I know this is not going to be a challenge. Millmaster, you can quit me. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. This is like Brokeback Mountain. You wish you could. You wish you could. Heavy Metal, The Righteous Gemstones were based on a real church. I really enjoyed the first season of that. I haven't gone back and checked out the second season. John Goodman Did a good job in that one. Habanero, you sometimes feel lucky that soda pop nauseates you. That is lucky. That is lucky. The crazy reality is no pop actually tastes that good. Like, Barks can hit the spot on the right day in the right way. And that's part of the reason that I decided to stop having it all the time too. Just aside from the weight loss, is like you're overindulging in a pleasure that removes a bunch of the pleasure from it. Where if all of a sudden out of nowhere, oh, it's been a couple of weeks, tonight we're going to watch a movie and I'm going to have a big fat root beer and some popcorn, the same as when we go to the theaters, and use my big cup. But what happened was I did that for the one night when I'm going to have a movie night, and I enjoyed it so much, and then it just rolled me into the habit of doing it again and again. And I stepped back and went, I'm not even getting that much enjoyment from it. So it's time to push that off to the side. Millmaster, we all know what active means. Oh, yeah. Listen, man, if I was actively working on it, bro, then I would have lost my entire body weight. But Dr. Pepper's not that great. It's not that great. Clark, yeah, I'll have to get closer to that. I'll have to get much closer to 3,000 calories once I get out of the once I get down to the weight that I'd like to get down to. So it's really just a matter of maintaining discipline. I'm lucky that I'm not dealing with any genuine health issues from being like a really big fat guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't have all this extra pressure on my bones, and it's like I can't move, I can't do this, I can't change my eating habits because I need to eat this much. I'm compelled to do it. I'm really not that compelled to do it. I was just doing it out of like pure self-indulgence, you know? Or maybe sometimes, in some cases, a bout of stress eating, you know? Juggling bleached cherry Dr. Pepper? Never had that. Black cherry? Never had that one either. Gianna buys stretchy clothes. Love vanilla DC pepper. Vanilla Dr. Pepper. Never tried that one either. Or maybe I have. I don't know. I find most pop to just be okay. Under the right circumstances. It's like, okay, I'm vibing on this today. But yeah, big fat Barks root beer and a big fat bag of popcorn to watch a movie. I can vibe with that. Other than that, it's like eating at a fast food place or something like that. But having it on a daily basis is a no-go anymore. It's a no-go. But having it as a one-time thing here or there. The amount of calories in some of this stuff. Carly got a fucking smoothie from the mall. 900 calories. That's like drinking more than 2 liters of pop. It's wild. Heavy metal, yeah. Dr. Pepper's meh. It's always been pretty meh. Dr. Pepper was good at this one place in the States that I went to. This one pizza place had good Dr. Pepper. You know what I haven't had in a while that I really did like as a random meal is Dr. Pepper, breakfast sausages, and Kraft dinner. I don't normally like Kraft dinner. You know what I mean? It's not very good, but I feel like I could go for a Dr. Pepper Kraft dinner sausage combo. Lasagna, 2 liters of any liquid is a lot. Well, you're supposed to have more than 2 liters of water a day, you know. Clark, the acid and carbonation of pop dissolves grease in your throat and makes you feel hungrier. Really? Gianna, popcorn by itself is fairly healthy. The only thing I put on popcorn now is a little bit of oil and flavacol, because flavacol is the secret. Flavacol is the best, man. That's how you have movie style popcorn at home. You ever been like, why is the popcorn they make at the movies way better than what I have at home? Flavacol is the answer to that question. I love flavacol. Nick, calling mac and cheese Kraft dinner is weird. They can't legally call it mac and cheese here. That's why it's called Kraft dinner, bro. It's called Kraft dinner because they're not legally allowed to call it macaroni and cheese. Habanero! I've proven multiple times that once I set my mind to it, I have incredible self-control. After all, I did quit smoking, so you know you got this. Well, thanks. Thanks for believing in me, Habanero. I believe in myself as well, too, because you're right. I've experienced it. I have made significant changes in my life. Quitting tobacco was such a huge one, because there have been times here and there where I've gone back to puffing the herb a bit, but without the tobacco involved, it's been less of a thing. And yeah, the quitting the tobacco has been the biggest thing that's made the biggest impact. And I've stopped other unhelpful habits in the past. Zircon, how do you add the flavacol? Flavacol is literally like salt. It's butter salt, right? So you just take the popcorn, put it in a tub, and then you spray it with or I mean, you could use spoons or whatever, but if you have something that will spray the oil, you spray the oil over the popcorn in the tub, shake it around until the oil coats the popcorn just a little bit. You don't need that much oil. And then you have a shaker, and you can do that with a spoon too, but we have a flavacol shaker where you shake it more evenly. It's the same thing you use for a flour thing, for flour. So it makes it spread a little bit more. It's metal with a mesh end. So you sprinkle that over it, and then you shake it around, chop, 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 and get it covered that way. Casey, is flavacol healthy to have? It's salt. It's butter salt. So it's just delicious salt. So as far as I'm concerned, it is on the same health level as salt. Oh yeah, I believe that, Clark. There's definitely food science to make the fast food addictive. Same with like things like potato chips, right? Figuring out the caloric density where your brain won't really think that it's been satisfied. Lasagna, oh, that's true. We didn't have a midstream break, did we? Zircon, it is the salt flavor the movie theaters use. It's not like it. It literally is it. Flavacol is used by movie theaters. The package that I have has instructions for movie theaters. I wish that I had known about Flavacol many, many years ago, because it is a game changer for popcorn, like a genuine game changer. Zircon, you only have good luck getting it flavored if you pop in oil and have the Flavacol in the oil. Okay. Maybe, yeah, maybe you're not using enough oil when you toss it, but we have a little like spray, the same way that you'd have like a Windex spray bottle, but this one is obviously a kitchen spray bottle, and it sprays the oil. You can either do like a slower squeeze and it'll do like a stream, or you can do a harder squeeze and it'll do a mist spray, right? Heavy metal, you wish to buy the flavor of salt? Seriously, go to Amazon, use my Amazon link, go on Amazon, get yourself a thing of Flavacol. We got a box like this big, right? It's about the size of a 1 liter milk container. And it's lasted us like 6 months. I feel like you can get a year's supply or more of Flavacol for $15 or less. And it is worth every fucking penny. I used to love movie theater popcorn so much, to the point where sometimes I'd be in the area near the theater and I'd be like, I'm going to go buy a bag of their overpriced popcorn so that I can enjoy the popcorn experience at home. I tried to emulate it myself by coating the popcorn in actual butter and salting it. And while that's delicious, the salt kind of, the butter kind of melts down the popcorn a little, which makes it less good. And ultimately, the experience wasn't the same as the movies. But Flavicool makes movie theater identical popcorn, bro. But Casey, Flavicool has no fat. Yeah, it's just salt. So you like what the movie theaters do is they use Flavicool and coconut oil, which I did not know, because coconut oil, my body cannot tolerate coconut oil. I have an allergy to it. So sometimes it would cause me severe. I'd go to the movies and have popcorn and have severe intestinal distress, and I chalked it up to the Barks root beer. I was like, the Barks does this. I'm having too much Barks in one sitting, which makes sense. But that's not what it was. Coconut oil, the popcorn was done in. Clark, you're a chemist who worked in the food industry for a bit, and it's scary how easily we can be programmed. Yeah, and that's on multiple levels, not just with food. But look at the way technology and other stuff can manipulate us as well. We're very dumb animals. Baba, you quit smoking a pack a day of cigarettes last year. Nice. Good job, man. Good job. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. And it's a big accomplishment. You should be proud. What up, Goddard? How you doing? Ness, you use a whirly popper where you put the oil, Flavicool, and kernels. Cool. Those things seem neat. Dante, they use coconut oil for some kinds of non-dairy ice cream products. Coconut oil is in a surprising amount of things. A whole bunch of sugar cereals, like granola bars that are chocolate covered. So many things. Trust me, I've learned the hard way. Lasagna, you want everything to manipulate you? Well, you're living in the right world, bro. But yeah, coconut oil does not agree with me. No, it does not. Start a game of Final Fantasy IV Interlude. Does that come with the Pixel remaster? Or is that a separate game? Zircon palm oil. See, I can have palm oil though. So coconut oil is my no-go. Palm oil is fine. Goddard, chilling, fighting intense back pain. Oh, it's rough, bro. On your porch watching it rain for 40 days and nights. The flood's coming, and you're too weak to build an ark. Ain't that always the way? Gianna, you could use a good manipulating. So yeah, man, there's a certain level of satisfaction that comes along with having some discipline, right? And discipline can involve not just, I'm going to use pure willpower to ignore these things that are in my house that cause problems for me. That discipline can also be the willpower to go, I'm not going to have this thing in my house to cause me problems, right? Heavy Metal, it's in the PSP Final Fantasy Complete game. Oh man, the PSP. I had one of those. I remember those days. All right, my friends, thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me. It has been nice as always. We will get back together again soon. Tomorrow is Pizza Tuesday, so get some pizza in Use Day, because I want to get some pizza tomorrow. So you guys should get pizza too. We'll all be pizza buddies, all right? It's pizza day, like pizza day at school. All right, bye.